as far as the men's doubles draw is concerned, by quarter-final stage, we only had 2 seeds left. Look at that. They're both in the bottom half of the draw. And 5 different flags next to the 8 pairs. All 4 quarter-finals, look at that, were 3 games. And by semi-final stage, it was a repeat of last year's World Championship semi-final in the bottom half of the draw, all unseeded in the top half of the draw. So we've got an unseeded pair in the final, and that is Man and T from Malaysia, up against Liang and Wang, who will go to world #1s on Tuesday. But as far as the race to the World Tour finals are concerned, neither of these pairs are in the top 10, as you can see. Liang and Wang are currently at 16, and the Malaysians 2 places down from that. But the reward for the winners today is a place in the top 10. If Liang and Wang win, they will be number 8. If Man and T win, they will be number 9. The losers will not be in the top 10. So there's quite a lot to play for, apart from the honour of being Indonesian Open champions, and a very handsome check as well. There's also the race to the World Tour finals standings.
Welcome, Man Wei Chong and Kai Wunti, Malaysia.
Unseeded Malaysians in their first ever Super 1000 tournament final. Man Wei Chong and Kai Wun, prior to this, had played in 5 Super 1000 tournaments. Prior to this week in Jakarta, they had never won a match at Super 1000 level. Talk about a giant leap forward, I think that's an understatement.
Liang and Wang, China!
So to the number 2 seeds, Liang and Wang Chang, in their 4th Super 1000 tournament final. They've already won 2 titles this year, the Badminton Asia Championships and the first Super 1000 event of the year, the Malaysian Open, where they beat Ranki Reddy and Shetty in the final. Well, this will be a 4th meeting between these 2 pairs, and the previous 3 matches have all been won by the Chinese combination. And the last time that they met was indeed the first round of the Malaysian Open,
or gold,
where the Chinese pair went on to win the title. 21-12, 21-9 it was in Kuala Lumpur.
It's
30
black.
minutes only.
Receive, Mans receives.
In January.
This side, who serves? Liang, have a good match. Thank you.
So did the Malaysians choose to receive, Steve?
Yes, they won the coin toss and elected to receive.
So the players will change ends before the start of the warm-up period. Well, no Malaysian men's doubles player has ever won a Super 1000 title. Man Wei Chong, 24 years of age, from Malacca. In fact, they're both 24 and both from Malacca. He's the taller of the 2, though. 182, is just under 6 foot tall. Making their 2nd appearance here at the Indonesia Open. Kai Wun and his partner hadn't been past a quarter-final so far this year. So an astonishing set of results, as you can see beating the reigning world champions, number 3 seeds, Kang Min Hyuk and So Seung Jae in the first round in 3 games, and then 3 games against Rasmus Kjær and Frederick Soor, and then beat Lu Qingyao and Yang Po Han in 3 games before yesterday, in the last semi-final of the day, beating Gautama and Isfahani 29-27 in that opening game. It was an absolute thriller. So to Liang Weikang, he is 23 years of age from Guangdong province in the south of China, and they have already spent 17 weeks as world number 1s across 2 different spells, and on Tuesday it will be a 3rd spell as world number 1s. Only 2nd appearance as a pair at this event. They reached the quarter-final last year, as we look at Wang Chang, who's also 23 years of age. Wang Chang only turned 23 last month, so looking at their matches, well, twice they went the full distance against the former champions, the Sun and Setiawan. In fact, they've been 9-16 and 11-17 down in that deciding game before winning it 21-18. Also went to 3 games in the quarter-final against another Malaysian pair of Goh Si Fei and Nur Izzadin. Our umpire for this one is Bert van Horenbeck from Belgium, and Mohamed Hatta from Indonesia, the service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Man Wei Chong and Kai Woon Tee, Malaysia. And on my left, Liang Wei Kang and Wang Chang, China. Liang Wei Kang to serve to Man Wei Chong. Love all. Play.
So the umpire calls for this men's doubles final to get underway.
1 love.
Well, Steen, we called the semi-finals yesterday in the men's doubles, and both you and I thought that Man and T were extremely nervous to start with.
Yeah. A lot of tension in that match against the unseeded Indonesian pair of Gautama and Isfahani. So that's the question mark here, is are they still riddled with nerves here in the opening, or have they sort of been fired up by the good achievement? Right.
Two all. Serves over. 3-2.
Well, taken off the top of the tape by Man Wei Chong.
Serves over. 3 all.
Well, it's been 16 years since a Malaysian pair won the Indonesian Open men's doubles title. Mohamed Zakri Abdul Latif
Service
and
ball called.
Mohamed Fariz's won Mohamed Tazari.
Serves over.
Beat a certain Tony
4,
Gunawan and
3.
Chandra Wijaya in the 2008 final. Oh dear.
Serves over. 4 all. Five, 4.
Well, the Malaysians have never won a title above 300 level. They have 3 Super 300 titles. The Saeed Modi from 2022 and the Chinese Taipei Open both that year, 2022, and again last year. It's pushed well long.
Opened super well.
8-4 to pick.
Not done a whole lot. Try to take the pace off, put it below tape.
Lovely.
Serves over 5-8.
Would have been a run of 5 straight points for the Malaysians.
Service ball called.
Service ball called on Wang Chang.
Serves over 9-5. Serves over 6-9.
That's too steep from T. Kai-Wun.
7-9.
Landed on his own side.
That's a great placement of the smash. Good return of the flick serve too.
10-7.
Look at that, across the body towards the left hip.
Yeah, bent over backwards when he hit the shot.
Nice.
Serves over 8-10.
We saw a little of this yesterday against Gautama and Isfahani after a good start. They were caught up and it was neck to neck the rest of the first game yesterday.
That certainly was. I thought for a moment yesterday in the opening game we were going to have a 30-29.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't quite. 29-27. The Malaysians won that opening game eventually, having saved 3 game points. So it is the Malaysians who have the advantage at the mid-game interval, but it's only a 1-point advantage.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Thank you, coach. (11-10). Play.
It's a nice serve. I thought the Malaysians did well in that rally, isolating Wang at the back of the court.
Yeah. Paid off eventually.
Third 11-12.
That was a bit of cheap point on the other hand.
Good work by Wang Chong.
13-12. Third over. 13-all.
Oh, that's a beauty.
14-13.
The first time since they were 3-2 up, and the Chinese pair have been back in the lead. Or was it 4-3 up? I can't remember.
Losing a little bit of their patience in the attack, T and Man at the moment. That's why I thought they did so well in the opening on this match here. Not rushing themselves.
14-15.
Boy, that's a good play.
That's a fantastic shot. Wow, a little bit of a topspin defensive shot,
yeah,
causing the disguise. Take a look at this. That's magnificent.
Service for gold, too high. Service over.
Wang Chong.
16-15.
Good placement of the smash this time from T.
16-all.
Yeah, got him in the chest, didn't he? Or maybe he got a racket to it. 16-all, opening game.
Seventeen, 16.
excellent.
It would be amazing if Malaysia's current fourth-ranked men's doubles pair were to win Malaysia's first Super 1000 title in men's doubles. Aaron Char and So Wee have been in 5 finals at this level. Oh, he needn't have taken that, you know.
No, Liang?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have left it.
That was going wide. In fact, I'm not sure that he did. No, he didn't go round the post. Not quite. Back level, 18 all.
18 all.
Oh, dear me.
Service over, 19-18.
Well, he was faulted a little earlier, wasn't he? I wonder if that's just disturbed the rhythm.
Yeah. He's not 100% stable in his low serve, Wang Chang. Brilliant.
Game point 18.
2 game point opportunities for the unseeded Malaysians, Man and T. Oh, that's well saved from Wang Chang.
Service over, 19-20.
Opening game to the Malaysians, Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun,
First game
against the pair who are about to become world number ones.
21-19.
21-19 confirms the umpire. Opening game tight pretty much all of the way. Opening game, 15 minutes for the Malaysian advantage.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. Second game, low ball, play.
So one going to the good, Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun. Well, it was only 2 years ago we had unseeded winners here at the Indonesia Open in the men's doubles. That was a pair actually that had been promoted from the reserve list. Yu Chen and Wu Xuanyi. That goes long with the back line.
Service over. 1-all.
Oh, I think that touched the floor.
Service over. 2-1.
No. He saved it.
Service over. 2-all.
Great play by Malaysians. I feel the Chinese are a little bit
Complacent?
yeah, overconfident, too relaxed.
Four, 2.
Lucky net cord for Wang.
Service over. 3-4.
Tumble serve not that fantastic as we saw it yesterday, where they totally wiped out Sudirman, Rasmussen, Wang and Liang.
4-all.
Stays in.
Yeah.
Service over.
Well, that's an example, I think, of your complacency.
Yeah.
He didn't even get himself in position in
No.
case he had changed his mind.
And he knows that that corner, it drifts in.
Well, he should know.
Yeah.
Service over. 5-all.
Good play.
Yeah.
Service over.
I mean,
6-5.
I know the Malaysians are a very good attacking pair, but
But they're content just standing there lifting.
exactly.
And we saw it yesterday against the Danes when they had success, because the Danes lost confidence in their attack, but the Malaysians are playing it much better. They're being patient, and they're converting. Excellent play. They've got no idea where the attack is coming.
5.
The Chinese.
Do it quickly.
Brilliant. What a rally.
See, missing the last one.
Service over. 6-7.
Did his racket hit the floor? I think it did.
I think it did too. Longest rally so far, just 26 shots. Off he goes for a new racket. That is amazing awareness from TK Wang.
8-6. One. Serve over. 7-8.
There's definitely more intent now from the Chinese pair.
Yeah.
9-7.
But they could have started out more like this. Now they've got the Malaysians started, and they have the skills to challenge the Chinese. That's gone long.
There's challenging
One
that.
challenges ball out.
I don't see Liang Wei-kong as a stronger technical player than any of the two Malaysians. I see him as a physically stronger player.
But that's perhaps one of the weaknesses of this Chinese pair, is that his role is sort of one-dimensional. It's to hit the big smashes. Niles, that was just a ridiculous challenge.
One challenge remaining. 10-7. Play.
That was a tactical challenge.
And they're playing in around him at the net. At least they're trying to in the service situation, the Malaysians.
8-10.
That was well stepped forward by Liang. Brilliant.
To the mid-game interval, the Malaysians a game up and 11-8 up in the second.
Play.
Oh, service error.
Serve over.
Wang Wei-chong.
9-11.
Well, the Malaysians have to put the enormity of the situation out of their minds and just, I know it's an old cliche, but play point by point.
But it's a cliche because it's true.
Yeah.
And that was exactly my thoughts here at the mid-game interval. I think they need some kind of cushion. I think maybe 5 points or something towards the end of the second game if they're going to see it through.
Serves over 10-13.
Something like 18-13. That was well played by Liang and Wang, and it started with the service return where the Malaysians couldn't play it in around Liang Wei-kong. That's much better.
Well left.
He was in a good position, Liang, on the third shot, but couldn't make enough of it. And then it's possible to put pressure on the fourth shot for the Malaysians, and they're much better off. Wow, that was a head start.
Yeah, they
quick
realised
start.
that Man Wei-chong is struggling on his serve, and they were ready to pounce.
Racket's gone.
Four of the last 5 points to the Chinese pair. Yeah, well taken by Wang Chang. And about level. Oh, what a net shot. Yeah.
That's the decisive shot from Wang Chung in terms of turning the rally around and then in the end putting it away.
That's just long of the back line. They won't win that challenge, I don't think. Liang Wei-kang and Wang Chang. And if they don't win this challenge, they're out of challenges.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with you. It looked long.
Here we go. Clearly long. No challenges left.
Unsuccessful. No challenges remaining. Served over. 15-all. Play.
Finds the line. That's a magnificent smash from Liang Wei-kang.
There's been a couple of rallies now where the Malaysians are blocking it in front of Wang Chang, and I simply don't understand that. Why not block it in front of Liang Wei-kang? It's more unlikely that he's going to turn it around, and if he does, then he's going to be the front court player. It's more easy to defend Wang Chang's smash, the way I see it, and the powerful Liang Wei-kang.
Well, the fans would love to see this match extended to a third game. 7 of the last 9 points to the Chinese combination. Unbelievable defense. Eight of the last 10 points now.
15. Served over. 16-17.
Going to be a low serve or a flicker?
Just wide.
Served over. 18-16.
Well, I remember the scoreline when we discussed the fact that the Malaysians needed to put the enormity of the situation out of their mind because it was when they were leading 13-9.
Now they're down 10-3.
Since then, yeah. Game point opportunities to level this men's doubles final at 1 game apiece.
20, game point 16.
Nice. One game all. 21-16 the response from Liang Wei Kang and Wang Chang.
Won by Liang Wei Kang and Wang Chang. 21-16. 1 game all.
Only 37 minutes and 1 game apiece.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. Final game. Love ball. Play.
So the umpire calls for the start of this third and deciding game. The number 2 seeds from China, Liang Wei Kang and Wang Chang in the all-red kit nearest to us.
4.
Against the Malaysians, Wei Chong and Tu Kai Wan.
1 love.
I can't help but wonder, Steen, whether the Malaysians have the belief now they were sort of riding high on a game and 39 up, and I think the start to this deciding game is going to be very, very important as far as the Malaysians are concerned.
I'm going to get a T-shirt for the next tournament, and it with text on, and it reads, "I agree with Jill." I think it's really, really important that they get a good start. So it's believable.
2-1.
It's the balance between having the right plan, but also being enough invested and focused in the now.
There's
a good tumble serve from Liang Wei Kang.
4-1.
Patience they had in the attack in the first game, the Malaysians, the variety seems to be gone.
Short, yeah.
Serves over. 2-5.
Well, that was very casual by Liang, but very effective. Taking the pace out of the shots, playing it into the open space.
Service over. 3-6. Service over. 7-3.
It's going wide. Oh, no, it hasn't.
Challenges ball in.
I'm not sure they'll win that challenge, but I thought the same as T there. Yeah. I thought it was going to go wide. But I think it's landed on the line. Here we go. Yeah, indeed it did land on the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 8-3. Play.
Well, things looking a little ominous if you are a Malaysian fan.
Service over. 4-9.
Yes, the patience. Well done by Liang there. Took a step forward.
Service over.
And that's his second service error. And he was faulted. So 3 points gifted on the Wang Cheng serve so far in this match.
To
the mid-game interval and the change of ends. And it is Liang Wei-kung and Wang Cheng who have the advantage. 6-point advantage here in the deciding game. And that looks as if it might be decisive.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Thank you. Eleven 5. Play.
So 11-5 in favour of the former and future world #1s.
Service over. 6-11. 11.
Well, they did well there, the Malaysians, because I thought Wang was very fast out of the blocks on the return of serve.
Very efficient from the mid-court area, Kai-Wun.
In between the two Malaysians, they both went for it, and neither really played a positive shot.
13-8.
That was almost a look of help, coach.
Yeah.
It's not over yet. But I'm not sure the Malaysians really have the belief anymore.
I don't think they have belief. I'm not sure if they have a plan either. It looks strange to me. Looks like it's relying on one-hit wonders.
Brilliant.
16-8.
Couldn't get out of the way.
And that's the picture I have on this match. That's Yang Wei Kang coming flying into his forehand, firing one of his smashes there. That's happened way, way too often for Malaysian fans.
Six straight points now.
17-8. Serves over 9-17.
Too little, too late, one suspects.
Yeah, it's a nice play, but it doesn't really count in the big picture.
Serves over.
3 points required for a third title of the year for Liang Wei Kang and Wang Chan. Two points away from a second Super 1000 of the year after winning in Malaysia. That's long in the back line and match point opportunities.
20, match point 9.
Not this time.
Serves over 10-20.
long of the back line. Oh, they're going to challenge that. They'll never win that challenge.
No.
You know, if it was me on court and I was this far up, I wouldn't want to win on a challenge anyway. I'd have the belief that, and would want to play a big winning smash or something to win the match.
One challenge remaining. 11-20.
Have that moment of sheer joy of winning. That's gone long as well.
12-20.
This time, and a second Super 1000 title of the year for Liang and Wang. They will go to world number ones next Tuesday. But for Man Wei-Kong and Wang, this has been a major, major step forward in their careers.
Won by Liang Wei-Kong and Wang Chang, 19-21, 21-16, 21-12.
Umpire confirming that scoreline, and quite frankly they left it a little late. I think Liang and Wang, a game and 9-13 down, but they had the capabilities, Steen, just to up the pace as we look at confirmation of the score coming from that game deficit. 19-21, 21-16, 21-12 in the deciding game in a match lasting 54 minutes. This, the final rally. Their third title of the year. And of course, here on finals day, Steen, it's a fourth title to players and pairs from China. That's the second consecutive week, second consecutive World Tour event that they've managed to do that, because they did it last week in Singapore.
They're looking strong, and on a number of the categories they've actually defeated themselves as well. So a very, very strong Chinese team coming into the Olympics.
Yeah, and of course we had 4 players or pairs in finals today who had a chance to win 2 World Tour titles in 2 consecutive weeks. Only one player managed to achieve that. That was Shi Yuqi. That to me proves how difficult it is at 750 and 1000 level to actually succeed in 2 tournaments in 2 weeks.
Yeah, with the very best players in the world playing both tournaments, that's difficult.
Yeah. Of course, we thought it was wonderful when Carolina Marin won the All England and the following week the Swiss, but the Swiss was a 300 event and not all the top players were there. Singapore and here has been very tough indeed.
Yeah.
But it is a good build-up, I suppose, to some of the top players for the Olympic Games. Other top players will be going down to Australia next week. We've got more World Tour events before the Olympic Games, so still time for players to play themselves into form. Man Wei-Chong and Wang will remember this week for a long, long time. An 8th career title for Liang Wei-Kong and Wang. A 7th at World Tour level and a 3rd at Super 1000 level. Super 1000 final when you've only won titles at 300 level is very special indeed. And they and all Malaysian fans should be very proud of man and team.
The CHN Trophy will be presented by Mrs. Felicia Utomo, Marketing Director, KAPAL Group.
Also a testament to the strength of the Malaysian men's doubles team, that it's their 4th ranked men's double that is standing here.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? But I think they've marked their arrival as challengers on the World Tour now.
Definitely.
Or should I say contenders?
Yeah, because now they've shown that they can beat the very best at the biggest stage.
Ms. Zini Putri and Mrs. Felicia Utomo, thank you very much.
So the confetti with the conclusion of the last final of the day. As always, it's been a fabulous week here in Istora Senayan, in the Indonesian capital of Jakarta. A third Super 1000 title in total to add to the 2023 China Open and the Malaysian Open earlier this year for this men's doubles pair of Liang and Wang. So as they take leave of centre stage, we can reflect back on finals day here in Jakarta. It all started with the mixed doubles and the first Super 1000 title for Jiang Zhenban and Wei Sin beating the two-time defending champions Chen Shiwei and Wang Yaxiong in 2 very surprisingly easy games. Then it was women's doubles and the defending champions Mei Kana and Li So-hee won a second consecutive title here, beating the reigning and 4-time world champions Chen Cheng and Jia Yifan. That also 2 straight games. Then it was women's singles and the reigning Olympic champion beat the reigning world champion, so that Chen Yufei won a second consecutive title here, the first women's singles player to do that here at the Indonesian Open for a decade. 21-18 in a thrilling women's singles final, 21-18 in the deciding game. Shi Yu-chi beat Anders Antonsen, the European champion. Shi Yu-chi, who will become world #1 on Tuesday, became the first men's singles player from China to win here at the Indonesian Open for 35 years, 21-14 in the deciding game. And as we've just seen, the former world #1s and the future world #1s, Liang Weikang and Wang Cheng beating Man and T of Malaysia, 21-12 in the deciding game. So 4 titles to China for a second consecutive week and world tour event. So the tour moves on to Australia. Next, then it's the US and Canadian Opens. They all happen before the Olympic Games, so there's plenty more to look forward to. But in the meantime, from all of us here, especially from Steen Pedersen and myself, Jill Clark, until the next time, bye for now.